Welcome back to the Write with Mrs. Brown podcast, where I turn parents into confident writing guides for their students and I turn students into proficient writers. I'm Alicia Brown, owner of writewithmrsbrown.com, and today I'm diving into the common mistake that new IEW writing students often make. But it won't be your student because you're listening today. In this episode, I'll be focusing on a mistake that's easy to overlook but can impact the quality of your child's writing. Knowing the difference between an adverb ending in ly and ly imposters. So, what are ly imposters and why do they matter? Well, ly imposters are adjectives or other parts of speech that end in ly, which can be easily confused with ly adverbs. Here is an example. The friendly neighbors brought us a cake when we moved into our new home. This is clearly not an ly adverb. In this sentence, friendly looks like an ly adverb because it ends in ly, but it's actually an adjective describing the neighbors. This, my friends, is an imposter. Let's consider a sentence that actually uses an ly adverb and examine the difference. The neighbors kindly brought us a cake when we moved into our new home. The key difference is that adverbs usually answer the questions how or when. Notice how kindly answers how the neighbors brought the cake. Brought is a verb, so as guides for our student, we know that kindly is an ly adverb since adverbs modify verbs, adjectives, or other adverbs. But why does this matter? This matters because as students mature as writers, they need to be able to move beyond simply adding descriptive language in their writing just because a rubric or checklist requires them to. They eventually need to understand that as they write, they have a responsibility to their reader. They must realize that they are communicating with someone who probably has questions, and it's the writer's job to answer those questions. On a very basic level, readers may want to know how or when something happened, and adverbs are what writers can use to answer those questions. So, when your child asks you, why do I need to put an ly adverb in anyway? There's your answer. Now, let's talk about 3 reasons students make this error. One common reason is that students often see the letters ly at the end of the word and automatically assume it's an ly adverb. Another reason is that they might not have a list of ly adverbs and common ly imposters visible in their learning area. A third reason is they don't know the questions that adverbs answer in order to determine if the word is functioning as an adverb. It's very important that students understand that adverbs in general answer how, when, where, why, how often, how much, to what extent, and under what condition. Now, for the purpose of this video and this podcast, LYs generally answer how and when. So, what can you do to support your child? To help your child avoid this mistake, here's what I recommend. Number 1, make sure your student knows that all words ending with the letters ly are not adverbs. Number 2, make sure they know that adverbs tell a reader more about a verb, adjective, or another adverb. If the word ending in ly does not describe one of these parts of speech, it is probably an imposter. Number 3, use one of these resources. The first resource I recommend is called the IEW SSS Portable Walls. This resource provides a list of ly adverbs and imposters that can be a valuable reference point for students. The only criticism I have of this list is that it can be overwhelming for students and sometimes parents because there's a whole list of words, but they aren't really broken down into categories. The second resource that I enjoy is called Banish Boring Words book by Leland Shelton. It's a scholastic book. This book categorizes the ly adverbs into small categories of commonly used adverbs and offers a short list of ly adverbs that share the same meaning. I actually like this resource the most because the list of words is broken into these smaller groups, making it easier for elementary and middle school students to use them. Third, post a word list that is visible in your child's learning area with ly adverbs and common imposters. Make sure they understand that ly adverbs usually answer the questions how or when. To sum it up, finding ly imposters can be a tricky mistake for new IEW writing students, but with the right resources and a clear understanding of the difference between adjectives and adverbs, they can avoid it successfully. Keep an eye out for this mistake and remember to use the recommended resources to assist your child in their writing journey as you help them edit. Thank you for joining me in this episode. Be sure to join my newsletter on writewithmrsbrown.com so you can stay up to date on all of the resources that I provide for my subscribers. Be sure also to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more valuable tips on improving your child's writing skills, and show your child the 2-minute tutorial I made for them about adding ly adverbs to their papers. You can find that on YouTube. In the next episode, I'll tackle another common mistake, so stay tuned. See you next time, my friends.